All right, let's start. Now, I was going to make a analytical podcast video with my friend Vedant, but I just couldn't wait after the game. India lost to Qatar. Actually, I still don't know if he lost or not because uh, I just shut down the video, I shut down the match, and came here to just record my reaction because that's the only thing I can do right now. I can't wait and try to analyze things and how this World Cup qualifying campaign has ended up for India is just shocking. I know maybe a lot of you haven't watched the game because it was not, first of all, shown on Geo Cinema, which is absurd, which is pathetic. I think this was one of the biggest games for India in this World Cup qualifiers. And yes, I can agree that Qatar was not they were not playing the first team, but still it was a big game. So I had to go to the fan code app and then watch it there. And India went 1-0 up. India were very positive. So I'll try to have that analysis, but but India started by going 1-0 up. They were very positive. Second half, it was a bit, I think they needed to have a bit of control, which they didn't. And then obviously conceded a very disgraceful goal that was allowed. And there are obviously many sides to it, whether the referee could see it or not. But I think I'll share the screenshot on this video, and it was so clear. And I think you must have all seen it on social media already that the ball was out. Now, coming to all this, let's start the video first. Why I'm making this reaction video? Because as an Indian football fan, you just cannot really let go of the fact that we came so close of qualifying for the third round, and we went 1-0 up. It was like a fairy tale. And just I think 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, my one of my friends, they were we were talking about, I think, Dortmund, Real Madrid, or some match, or maybe Indian football itself. And he said that fairy tales in sports is so rare, and we have heard all the good stories and all the fairy tale stories, but it's just so rare. And unfortunately for Indian football fans, it's never the case, and we can't expect fairy tales every time we go and face a big team, and every time we go and play a tournament, and we feel as though something will happen and we will win it or go to the next round, but it's not happening. So emotions running very high because of the fact that we did go 1-0 up. We did score a goal. We were very positive, and we needed a draw. We needed a win. Uh, we actually needed a win, and no one was giving us that win, but we took that 1-0 lead. And Afghanistan Kuwait was still 0-0 at that time. So it was like, yeah, it is finally happening. And then all of a sudden, something happens, such as this, where the ball was clearly outside. And I think the player as well, I think he knew it. The Qatari player, he knew it that the ball was outside. Maybe an adrenaline rush. He wanted to score a goal. He wanted to be a part of the goal. And he took the ball in, and we were furious. We lost all rhythm after that, and we conceded the second goal. And I stopped watching 6 minutes before 90 minutes were over because I just couldn't watch it. I just couldn't watch it because it was such a big heartbreak. Now, coming to all of the other points, whether we should have won against Afghanistan, maybe we wouldn't have been in this situation. Yes, it's not always, it's not good to depend on this last moment of something magical that can happen, and then somehow you go through, and somehow victory is yours. Obviously, we made a lot of mistakes till this point. We lost against Afghanistan, we drew against them, we lost against them, we drew against Kuwait. I think the way we played, the way we started today, if we could have played somewhat like that against Kuwait, then maybe we would have gotten a goal. But I think that a lot of team formations are molded to include Sunil Chetri as well, and trust the old guard. But today was a bit different, and we were good. Technically, I think Anwar Ali is probably, yeah, after Sandesh Jingan made headways 4 5 years ago, and he was one of the best defenders India had. I think Anwar Ali is up there. He's one of the best. Uh, I think Rahul Bheke also. He's a bit dicey. He's a bit dicey player, but he held the defense very good today. And overall, yeah, it's just very sad to see all this happen, and then you wonder, is it even worth it to be an Indian football fan? Is it even worth it? Because this podcast was basically started to map the journey of Indian sports as it grows, because we already have cricket, but somehow we cannot win that as well. We have football, which, I mean, we have high hopes because we have this Vision 2047, and we have ISL, we have now promotions. So that's exciting. We have hockey, which is improved so much in the last 5 years, and we have a realistic chance of getting a medal in the Olympics again. So that's there. We have kabaddi, which is obviously we are the biggest nation that plays kabaddi. So we're making progress, and this podcast was made to have that. But I do have a soft corner for football, and if you can see this, I'm an Arsenal fan, so it sucks even more. And I live in Pune, so it doubles down just the love of football. But yeah, so today was heartbreaking, and I think there's no need to do an analysis. I think it's just, I feel that emotions running high. We deserved something for this performance, but we can't really say that as well, because we can't really say that this 45-minute performance justifies our progress to the third round, because we haven't played well at all in this tournament. Maybe that 1-0 win against Kuwait was one of the highlights, because we never really won outside India. That was one thing. But other than that, yeah, I think it's just that we already knew, we as fans, we knew that there's little chance for us to go out there and qualify for the round 3, but just that goal gave that hope, and this decision where the ball was clearly outside and big. I mean, a player could have fit in there, and then that ball was brought in, and then the goal was scored, and we were shocked. And then it's just that this journey of a game that just made took us so high, and then brought us down crashing. So hopefully now, I don't know what happens. We've already discussed in our previous podcast. Please do check it. I think we've talked about the systematic changes that need to happen. We've talked about how local football is shambolic, it's pathetic, and how federations, other than 2 to 3 federations that do actually do something for football, not a lot of them are doing anything for football. We've talked about how Hyderabad FC's problems are not just theirs, it's also other clubs that are facing similar problems. But yeah, I think now Igor Stimac should resign, because he said so. He said that if you don't reach the third round, I will resign. And he should now. I think we need to go to some other coach. But the positives are, if we are talking about Stimac, just a bit, that there are positives. I think the way India plays now, it's not boring to watch. I think it's entertaining, it's good, it's playing to the skills of some of the players, not all. I think there's still a lot of improvement needed tactically. I think for the first time he did play three at the back, and that allowed us to have more attacking players. I think they should have been done against Kuwait as well. And now we wait for the reaction, for the news. How will Indian football go forward? But yeah, I think if you do want us to discuss in detail about Indian football problems exactly, I think all of you know it. But if you still want it, you can comment and say that we want to you want to see that discussion as well. We'll do it. There's a good interview of Kalyan Chaube done by, I think, uh, Dhanraj, who is a football YouTuber. I think he has a great channel. He's tried to ask a lot of good questions. Obviously, it's difficult to actually go out there and ask the question to the person you've been criticizing a lot and at that position. And we know how it is in India with authorities. But that's a good interview, and maybe I'll break it down and criticize the answers of Kalyan Chobe and how he did. One of them was about how India didn't play the World Cup, and here we are. But it's like 60 years ago now. So let's see what happens. But yeah, really heartbroken, emotional, and I'll take 2 days to rejuvenate my interest in Indian football, and right now it's just lost hope. Lost hope. And Sunil Chetri is also left, and whatever the positives were, they are there. Players are great. Anwar Ali, Samad, I think, and there's a lot of good players. I'm just not able to. Suresh Singh, yeah, he's a wonderful player. There are positives, but tonight is all about soaking that up and not trying to really do something really bad on social media. But yes, uh, let's see what happens now. So if you like the video, do subscribe. I think this podcast is just going to be about asking different opinions to different people, and we're trying to bring in some players as well, some cricket players, some football players, and let's see what happens. But yeah, if you are a football fan and if you are disappointed, maybe do subscribe and do like and maybe express yourself in the comments, and also follow us on Instagram where I handle it basically. Not us, it's just me. So all right, thank you.